And if you have any questions, you always can email us and email me at matt@withrecess.com. Here to communicate with you guys.
Thanks, Matt. Like, that session was so helpful, like really, 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 really helpful. Thanks. So guys, what we wanted to do today as well, besides the presentation, we wanted to do a demo again of the Recess app, the beta that you will be getting. And then we wanted to clarify some instructions in terms of how to use it, right? Because I remember last time specifically, Chris, you asked like a really good question about when to use it, how to use it. And we realized that this is a question that persons had. So we wanted to clarify that. But before we clarify that, Liz, I just want to do a next demo of how exactly the experience would be within the app. And then we would clarify, you know, when you should use it and what time of the day. So listen, you could probably share and do the demo again.
Yeah, should I stop sharing? Is that?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so first of all, I wanted to say that if you open the app and if you're ready to do a session, make sure that you're actually comfortable. Maybe you want to sit on your couch, or maybe you want to sit on the floor on a pillow or in your bedroom. Make sure you're not distracted. Make sure that a lot of you have kids. Maybe make sure that they're not in the room at that time, or they don't need anything from you for about 10 minutes. Just give yourself some space, give yourself some relaxation, and really like immerse yourself. Once you first enter the world, for most of you, it might actually be a new experience to be in VR and to be able to look around and look at the scenery and take it all in, feel like you're at the beach. So just do that. Take your time to look around, take your time to get used to what it looks like. Once you're ready, you can pick any of the sessions that you want to work on. As Matt explained, go through them, pick something that you specifically would like to keep in mind. And when you pick a session, all you need to do is the red dot that you see in the middle, focus it on where you want to click, and holding it in for a few seconds will actually make the click. And if you have audio in, you can hear the click, so it will make sense. So yeah, look around as much as you want. Take your time. Initially, you'll have to answer a question about how you feel. This is tied to the session that you picked. We're using this to score and for our AI to actually recommend future sessions for you. So let's say we're not feeling very relaxed at the moment. So 5, we continue. Look around again, take your time. If you want to change the settings for the ball, you can click on settings. You can change the size, the color, the speed, however you want. Let's pick green and let's continue. So once you're done, you click start, and that's when it will begin. You'll be prompted with some audio and text to remind you of what you want to work on, and keep this in mind. And just for 10 minutes, keep track of the ball. You'll be reminded every minute or so to refocus, because maybe your thoughts would have gone somewhere else. Every minute you'll be reminded to refocus and keep your thoughts on what you want to work on, and keep following the ball. And after 10 minutes, you'll be prompted again with the same question of how are you currently feeling? And we'll use this again for the AI to recommend you another session, or to tell you that it's enough for the day and continue with what you want to work on in real life. And that's all I wanted to show you guys.
Nice. Thanks, Liz. I don't know if anybody, before I continue, I don't know if anybody else had any questions regarding the actual VR environment before we continue. Let me see. Chat. Okay, no. All right, guys. So what we realized is that we remember the last time we spoke, we said that we have two versions of the application. So we have the VR application And we have the actual mobile application that would do the goal tracking, the emotion scoring, and would have all the emotional intelligence built into it so that it would recommend the right sessions for you. But currently with the beta, we only have the VR environment. So it's important for you guys to understand which sessions that you should choose and what are your goals before you start a session, right? So the main thing that we realized that we didn't discuss the last time is that for the 30-day period that we're doing this beta, we want you guys to really think about a main goal or target that you want to work on. So you wouldn't be just working on anything, right? You wouldn't just be, just doing any session any day or just focusing on different things on any day. We want you guys to like really think like, what is something that I would really want to work on for these next 30 days, right? Some of you guys may have something in mind. It could be personal, it could be work related, it could be a goal, it could be stress and anxiety, it might be stress with a goal, it could be a lot of things. So choose one target that you'll be working on consistently, because what we want to do is measure improvements in that area. And the next thing that we really want to work, but what we would need you to do as well is identify an area of flow, one of the 4 P's that is most important for you for that goal, right? So for example, if you want to work on something personal, like something with your family, and you really want to focus on, let's say, stress or anxiety that you're having with a family issue, then we know that it will be the peace session. So we know that you will choose peace and the target would be your family, right? So it'll be family and peace, right? So based on what sessions that you're doing, we basically have instructions for you. Focus session is the present session. So if you know your main goal, if you know that your main area that you want to do is focus on presence and focus, I want to get in the zone more, right? I want to, when I'm doing work, I want to focus. What are you going to do is right before you start, so let's say you're about to start your day, you put on the recess headset, you go right before you start the goal to work on, let me see any questions. Yeah, to start to do the bilateral stimulation right before the goal. So any focus or present session is right before the goal. The same thing with productivity in general, right? Which would be the purpose sessions. So let's say you have a specific goal in mind. So the focus is just, you want to get in the zone, you want to just, do some work, and you want to get into that focus right before. Productivity or a goal session would be something specific that you have been struggling to work on. Let's say you've wanted to write a book for for the longest while, and you've been struggling to write this book. And you said, you know what, this month, I really want to start write my first chapter of the book. Then the productivity or the goal session, which is the purpose session, you'd also do that right before, you want to work on it, and you start the bilateral stimulation right at that time. Now, let's say your issue is stress. You want to work on stress, anxiety, something, it could be something in terms of work, it could be something personal, but something related to stress and anxiety. We suggest you do that first thing in the morning. You get up in the morning, you take that time, and you do the session every morning. You do your recess session. And capability is the last thing, which is really about your efficacy. Like, how capable do I feel of? How capable do I feel of, personal thing? I mean, a lot of conversation about kids, but like, how capable do I feel about, parenting? I don't know. Yeah, right. So you could do something like that, and you could choose when you want to do that, morning or evening, right? So Sarah, I know, yeah, we need all goals, and we need all states of flow. But for this 3-month period, this 30-day period, we really want to measure. It's really important for us to dial it in, because we really want to get your feedback in terms of how have things improved over the period of time. So we want to just distill it down into these areas of flow and one goal, right? So we wanted to make this information super clear, because I don't think we were clear before. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have any questions. Yeah, and that is why they got, yeah, for real. I need to work more on productivity, yeah. So I don't know if anybody wants to share, like if they have anything that's like specifically that they know that they want to work on off the bat area of flow. I don't know if you guys want to share that.
I can share because as much as I want to focus on all of them, for my business that I have building, I am in the next 90 days it's very crucial that I hit a certain target for myself and for my agents as well. So being able to really narrow down on the productivity to hit that before the 90 days would be super, super helpful for me.
Yeah, I like that, Alora. So you want to focus on, so you have a specific, do you have like a really specific target in mind? You don't have to share it, but you have a specific target, like you want to hit a specific number or something like that, right?
Yes, yeah. So I have it all down on paper. It's just more of like, how do I get this done in this time? And where do I find the time to do it? Because I still work full time. So it's like less time, but it needs to get done regardless. So it's like, how do I actually get this done? Am I superhuman enough to get it done? Are really niches.
Yeah, I get it. So basically for you, Alora, you would be focusing on that specific goal, the number. So let's say, I'm not sure what exactly is your goal, and you don't have to share it, but let's say you want to, I don't know, bring in 10 clients, just saying. You want to bring in 10 clients, make it very specific, and you'll be focusing on the purpose session, and you'll do that right before, let's say you work on that after work. Let's say you finish work around 5 o'clock, and from 5 to 8, you work on doing the activities you need to do. You do it right at 5 o'clock. You focus on that goal. You think about yourself in the future. I want to hit 5 clients, and you do that right before you get started, right?
Perfect. Yep, exactly. So I do have a question then. Is there a limited or recommended amount of times that I can use this tool? So like, let's say I'm looking to max out from 5 to 11 p.m. or whatever, right? Is it recommended to use it more than once, or is it recommended to limit the amount of times I use this before I go to max out whatever it is I'm trying to close?
That's a good question. We do have this flag. Matt or Lisan, do you guys remember the maximum that we spoke about?
Yeah, we spoke about 2 sessions a day maximum, 20 minutes roughly. And only if you're feeling the same, or if you haven't increased on the score basically before and after your first session. So if you actually feel better, then you stick to that, and then you go work on your goals.
So
perfect.
There's absolutely an overuse potential. And what will happen is, once you feel good and calm, and if you keep going too much, as Anika said, then you might find something yucky popping out and then moving into the yucky, right? So we don't want to go there. It may be that there's a specific thing holding you back from getting to that goal. That's not exact. We don't want to get you trapped or stuck in that, because that's, open Pandora's box and blah, 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 blah. If you're feeling better and you're feeling more on target, then allow yourself to ride that energy. What that is the multiple areas of the brain communicating better. And what the science, that's the science. And what you'll find is more fluid behavior. You're going to feel like you're able to accomplish more and more time, right? We're trying to get you more easily into that flow state. We don't want to overdo the bilateral, because that may actually make it, if you're already feeling good and you go too far, it could make it more difficult to get into that state. So if you're feeling productive, don't put on the helmet. Go.
Got it.
Right.
So don't make myself an addict on purpose.
Right. Exactly. Because what you're going to find is it turns into trauma therapy, and you may not really want to do that, because that's going to make it less likely to get to your goal.
Okay. Thanks so much for clarifying that, because I guess knowing that I have that target that I've been trying to hit all year, I need to hit the target before the end of this year. So for me, I was like, okay, how do I max out? And it's really important to understand, I guess, the limitations or the recommendations, because again, like you guys said, it's kind of like, if you don't need the second pill, don't take the second pill, keep the first pill and ride it out. Totally. So it's really good that you guys broke that down more. Thank you.
It's like coffee, right? Cup may be good, 2 cups may be a lot, 3 cups may be too much, right? Like,
True.
just, you want to get your nervous system in the hot zone. And I
Got
think,
it.
with the full app, what we've done is, or at least what the plan was, to be able to extend those sessions to longer lengths of time. And then we have an overall cap of, I think, no more than like 40 minutes or an hour total. But for now, the way we've designed the beta is just keeping it at that 10-minute threshold. And that's where we're sticking for now.
Okay, and just one more question. Lizanne mentioned maximum 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes collectively, meaning 2 sessions, right? Not
Yes.
20 minutes per session.
No, 10 minutes.
Okay.
And you can do it again. And again, I think the app is, and so you may find like, I think the limit was like an hour, right? So I think you may find 20 minutes, you may do 2 sessions in the morning and 2 sessions at night, and that may be helpful. But you don't want to do, you're not going to be able to do 4 or 5 in a row. It won't feel good. It won't get you.
I'm probably gonna need a psychiatrist more than.
Yeah, well, this is after all my clever ploy to get everybody into therapy. That's all. No big deal.
I want to.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Laura. I wanted to mention something too about the scoring as we mentioned it. So it's super important for you guys to really think about how you actually feel on the scale of 1 to 10, because again, as Lisanne said, we'll be using that for the AI, but also we'll be using it to see how you improve, right? So if it is, so the score before, you should be seeing improvement, after you score. So think about that score before you put it. So be intentional about your scoring, because we'll be using it on our database as well. So I want to highlight that too. It's super important to be mindful about that. And also, guys, after this too, what we will be doing is sending out the pre-test. We'll have like a pre-assessment, pre-survey, basically, where you will input your goals and your scores and all of that. And you'd also be getting something similar weekly as well, because what we're trying to do is just measure improvement, right? Let's see these questions. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm super, super pumped. I have my headset ready. So just waiting for you guys.
Nice. All right. So any more questions on this, guys? I don't know if anybody else has anything else before we.
I mean, can we? I think it's been asked several times, and I don't know if we've answered. Can we give them a tentative timeline or something loose for how far out we are?
Yeah, Lisanne, you want to jump in with the tentative timeline?
Very tentative, but we hope to be ready in about 2 weeks. So we need to do our own testing as well. We don't want to give you a product that is not fully functioning right now. And we are still working with the developers to finalize some small details. The app is ready, but we need to make sure everything is fully functional. So yeah, we'll get back to you, but hopefully within about 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Sorry, guys.
Thank you guys for your patience. Sorry to excite you and then diminish you, but we, our full intention was last time around to be able to launch right away, but change and disruption. That's why we're here.
And FYI, guys, I was just playing. If I mention anything about the timeline in the chat, I'm very patient and I'm just looking forward to it. But yes, sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry. Yeah, absolutely. If I were you, I would be a little anxious about it. So I'm just projecting my fear on the rest of you. That's all.
Yeah. All right. And the last thing that we have to do, guys, is we spoke about doing this accountability beta pals, because what we were really thinking is that we want to continue to build community with persons who are super users. And we know we have a bunch of people interested, but some people would be super intrigued and engaged, and some people may not be, but we want to ensure that people really maximize on the process. So we want to connect you guys to a beta pal accountability partner. And you guys could check in, see how things are going, but also discuss your improvements, challenges within the application, because we're hoping that as you guys discuss more, you'll also think about improvements for us, right? Because we want to do 2 things, which is measure the outcome, but we also want to get feedback on the application. If it's something that you'll use, what would you change? So it's really 2 main objectives for this beta period, right?